Well, my fellow agents, unfortunately, today's video is one of those I really do not enjoy making, and that's for a few main reasons. I'm going to start off by saying that every time a new season drops, it's an amazing time for the Division 2. We see a new wave of new and returning players jump back in, and with the DLC now available, the player base is the biggest it's been in a very long time, and obviously that's a huge win for the community. Now, with that being said, it takes us to the topic of today's video, and that is your inventory management as well as crafting exotic items. Now, it's something we talk about often here at the channel because it's one of the most important and, in my opinion, overlooked parts of the game. Because if you're not paying attention to what you're keeping or dismantling, you could easily end up making some big mistakes that can really impact builds and your progress and, take away gear that took you a very, very long time to get. Now, as always, we're going to jump right into the details, and if you happen to enjoy this, do me a favor and hit that like button. It truly helps the channel out, and if you want to stay up to speed on all things Division, feel free to hit that subscribe or join button as well. Now, the main reason I'm putting this video together is, to put it bluntly, I totally f***ed up the other day, and I wound up deleting an item that took me a lifetime to pick up, and I'm going to show you exactly what I'm talking about on screen. Now, when you're looking through your loadouts, as you can see, everything is where it needs to be. However, when we get to this one right here, you can see there's an item missing. Now, for those of you that may not know, there's a bug in the game right now where your stash sometimes is going to show up empty. If you want to fix that, all you need to do is log out, log back in. It should solve the problem. It can happen multiple times, but none of your gear is actually gone. It's just a visual bug that's going on in the game right now. But with that being said, upon checking my stash, the item was not there. I checked another character to see maybe I moved it to this character. That wasn't the case either. So what it boils down to is simple. I was racing through my inventory management, getting rid of things that I just didn't use. I was not paying attention, and I accidentally unmarked one of my favorite items that was a favorite to dismantle. I broke the thing down, was just, again, total screw up on my part. This is user error. I want to make that very clear. It did not magically disappear. And this is exactly why I'm putting this video together, my fellow agents, that is to remind you, please, for the love of everything, take your time when you are going through your inventory. And for those of you that may be interested, what I wound up breaking down was a double crit backbone backpack. It took me countless runs of countdown to finally get the thing. I no longer have it, and that absolutely sucks, right? So I got to do some more farming. So please do not be like me, my friends. Take your time, and if you have any other questions, please let me know. Now, unfortunately, another message I hear from new and returning players is that you are trying to recalibrate one of your exotic items or craft them, and all of a sudden it's missing and you have no idea what happened, and chances are you accidentally deleted it as well. So at this point, I want to walk you through exactly what it looks like when you are trying to recalibrate one of your exotic weapons, and we're going to use the capacitor for this video. Now, first and foremost, you're going to need the blueprint. And to the best of my knowledge, typically in the game right now, when you pick up an exotic, you are automatically given the blueprint. But to be on the safe side, you can check with Anaya. She is located right next to the crafting bench. And that is where you're going to find the blueprints of exotics you've already picked up in case they are not automatically given to you. For the record, we are missing a few blueprints for exotic weapons, and I will break that down in a different video. Now, for the purpose of today's, I'm going to focus on recalibrating one of my capacitors I picked up a few days back for a different character. What I'm going to do is the following. I'm going to go to the bench. I'm going to move my tab over to exotics, make my way down until I get to the capacitor. And as you can see, it says reconfigure. Now on the right hand side, it shows you all of the resources you're going to need to reconfigure this item. And the main reason I'm doing it is when it comes to exotic weapons in the game, you can see in regard to the attributes, the two top ones are going to be locked. Those cannot be changed, but the bottom one is a random bonus. So if you happen to get an exotic that does not have that third attribute that you're looking for, you can reconfigure it over and over until you get the one you may want. Now, the next thing you're looking at is you can see I have two capacitors in my inventory, one of which is marked as a favorite. The other one, which you're looking at right now, is the one that I want to reconfigure. Now, it has optimal range as that third attribute. I want something different. Ideally, I want to get damage to targets out of cover. So at this point, I'm going to hit the craft button and hopefully get the one I'm looking for. Now, that takes me to the most important aspect of this video, and that is the following. You are never creating an additional exotic weapon. That is never happening. What you're doing, you are completely and totally destroying the one you have to create a new one. And as you can see on screen, the new one I created has health damage. That's not what I want, my friends, which means once again, I'm going to reconfigure that same exotic over and over again until I get the one I want. And keep in mind, as I say that, it all boils down to luck. I know people who get what they want on their first attempt, either it takes 5 or 10, whatever it is. So please make sure you have enough resources to reconfigure this thing over and over until you get the version that you may be looking for. Now at this point, I'd like to show you what you need to pay attention to if you happen to run out of resources and you cannot continuously reconfigure this thing. So we're going to try one more time. Let's see if we actually get damage to targets out of cover as that third attribute. No, we do not. So at this point, let's pretend I'm completely and totally out of resources and I cannot reconfigure this weapon anymore. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to mark this thing as a favorite. You can see the icon right there on screen. Because once again, remember, this is that same capacitor we started off with, right? We never created additional ones. It's that same one broken down and reconfigured. I hope this helps you out, my friends. And as always, questions, comments, or feedback, please let me know and I will do my best to get back to you as quick as I can. On that note, I'm going to start to wrap this up and leave you with some gameplay footage as well as a few closing notes. As always, I want to take a moment and thank you all for your incredible continued support of this channel. Please let me know of any other questions you have I did not address. Thank you once again for the privilege of your time. And as I mention at the end of every one of these, take care of yourselves, be kind to each other, and we'll talk to you soon. Thanks again, everyone. Hello once again, my fellow agents. It is just past noon on, Thursday, June 5th. Holy hell. It's already like halfway through the year. How did that happen? Anyway, I know a lot of people out there are thinking, how the hell, Graybeard, or no beard, whatever you want to call me, how the hell did you accidentally delete something? I don't have the answer for you, but I know I did it. You know what I mean? My goal in making videos like this is to help you avoid these issues, so hopefully it does. But please do me a favor. Let me know in the comment section. If you have done this before, let me know. What did you accidentally break down? For me, I can remember two things like vividly. The first of which was the first lady death I ever got to drop back in Warlords. I was so stoked and then so pissed off. Secondly is this Backbone backpack. It took me forever to finally get. Now I got to refarm everything over and over, and who knows how long it's going to take again. So please, when we have these events going on, and in this case, I'm referencing the Triple XP event, which is currently going on in the game. You're gaining so many levels so fast. You're earning these different caches. You're opening them up. And sometimes it's very easy not to pay attention to a small detail. You think you're getting rid of one thing and you accidentally get rid of something else. So again, don't make the same mistake I did. I think that's all I got for this video, my friends. I hope everyone's having a good week so far. As I said earlier, if you have any other questions I did not address, please let me know. What is today's community question going to be? You know what? Let's make this one simple. What do you think of the DLC so far? For me, I'm really enjoying it. Now, on Sundays, ideally moving forward, I should be back on a regular schedule now. I'll be doing a news recap and I'll be talking about different things going on in the game. So let's talk about the good and the bad. So let me know what you enjoy. And also let me know what bugs are you running into. I know I mentioned in the video, we've got that whole inventory thing. And if you are running into that, once again, log out, log back in, see if that works. If not, just completely and totally shut the game down, then jump back into the game. That should solve the problem. But other than that, please let me know what other issues you're encountering, and hopefully we'll get some answers pretty soon. That's it for this video, my friends. Thank you once again for everything, and I will see you in the next one.